Every time I'm reminded of how Asian people and Latino people voted during the 2024 election, it makes me want to... Why the fuck did you guys do that? What the fuck?
They did it because they hate black people.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So lovelies, I came across these stitches, and this Asian woman was asking this question about why. They're like, sometimes she just sat to ask the reason why Asian and Hispanic people have to massively vote for the present administration, even though they are the ones at the receiving end. And the reply she got is very educational, and I was able to put up some of those stitches. And every other stitch I was able to put together. You know how we do it here. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll it. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So lovelies, let's dive into it, and we're gonna come back to talk about it.
Every time I'm reminded of how Asian people and Latino people voted during the 2024 election, it makes me want to... Why the fuck did you guys do that? What the fuck?
They did it because they hate black people and they think that they are white. They think that they've bought into whiteness. They're very delusional, and it's unfortunate to see people that you can see are clearly ethnic and not white think that they are white. Latinos that are white, like this, that have this color skin, think that white people consider them white and don't consider them like Spanish and immigrants. You know what I mean? And they think that we are jealous of them. And they do shit to undermine us. Asian people think that we are literally retarded and think that we are just animalistic and have no self-control, and that's why our lives look the way they do. They don't seem to understand that we have been systematically maligned, and now the same is happening to them. You understand? And they want us to speak out and speak up. Do y'all remember just a few months ago, all the Latinos saying, "We stood by your black monkey asses. Why won't y'all march for us?" No. What are you talking about? These are the same people that will get you fired from your fucking job. This is their culture. It's so much so that it's been in the news. It's been documented. You speak out against it, they say that you're phobic and anti. But it's like, but y'all's culture is literally anti-black. And when we speak on it, all of a sudden there's all this interrogation and we're playing the race card and we just need to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps. We're lazy with it. That's your culture. That's what you think about black people. That's why you go out of your way to lighten your race, thinking that that's going to get you closer to whitey. It will never do that. They hate you. I would argue that they hate you more than they hate us, because y'all think you're like them and it's disgusting and repulsive to them. And they hate you so much that they'll smile in your face and deceive you into voting in their interest so that they can violate you in ways that we haven't even experienced in recent history. I think it's time to stop asking the question and acting like you don't know when the answer is right there. It's anti-blackness. And until people start to actually accept the fact that, yes, people hate black people that much that they will destroy a country, until you accept that fact that you vote to put people back into chains. That's what you thought was going to happen. You thought Trump was going to come, enslave us, and everybody was going to benefit off of that black enslavement. That's what you thought. You thought all the blacks were going to go to jail and be doing labor for you. It doesn't work that way, my love. That will never happen again. That will never happen again. That will never happen again. There are other people that they can enslave. There are other people that they can abuse now. And we've already been existing as second-class citizens this whole time. There's no way we can buy into whiteness, because the dichotomy of this country, the way it's set up, is always going to be black and white. It will forever be that. There will be no reconciliation, you guys, in the America experiment. You got to let that go. The most we can come to is a peaceful agreement, a real treaty, and say, you go over there, I'll go over here, and we will never acknowledge this history of racism. That's the solution. But until all you non-blacks and non-whites get the picture that you're not even part of this conversation, and you better get in on our team, because that other team don't even see you as human. They see you as fools. Okay? The same way they think the Uncle Toms and stuff are fools too, the blacks that go over to that side. They'll smile in your face, but they'll make you go against your own people every single time. Until y'all stop asking these asinine questions and really admit that it's anti-blackness. That if the world was not anti-black, this, like, a lot of this stuff would not be happening. That it's socially acceptable to be anti-black. That it's okay as long as you're not outwardly violent to dislike black people for no reason. Until y'all accept that fact and reconcile with your own internalized racism. And everybody is racist that's not black. And black people have their own biases. Everybody does. But until you acknowledge that fact and really work to deconstruct that and see everybody as a human being, even people that you dislike, you'll forever be confused. And this is no shade to my girl. I'm sure she knows, and I love her content.
To the Latinos that voted for him, you will never, and I repeat, never be white. You will never be accepted as one of them. And you certainly are not exempt from the racism that is this racist ass regime. When that lady put in her post, alligators' lives matter, and she mentioned a number, that number being 65 million. Do you know how many Latinos are in the United States? Approximately 65 million, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Approximately 60 plus million people. So guess what? They weren't just talking about the illegal immigrants, because data actually says that there are 10 to about 12 illegal, undocumented folks in the United States. They're talking about you. They're talking about people like us, because we are not exempt from the racism that is rooted in what these people believe in. And frankly, the foundation of this country that was built on the stealing of land from indigenous people by immigrants that came here from Europe. So when you think that you are better than an immigrant because your family came here the right way, remember that this land was actually stolen from day one. So when you think that you are better because you're second generation or third generation because you've been an American for a longer amount of time, I hope that you never have to experience a time where you have to flee a country for your own safety or that of your family. So when you think that you are somehow not going to be affected by any of this, when you think that you don't have to care, what happens if you are next? What happens if it's someone that you personally know? And I know already, because we've seen it. We've seen the clips of people that supported him, diehard supporters that are now crying on the news because their family members are getting deported and they thought that they would never be impacted. You see, in this country, so many people lack empathy. They are unwilling or somehow unable to think beyond themselves, and then we run into these situations. Wake up! The proximity to whiteness isn't serving you, and it's not serving the community. You have to recognize what is happening, because ultimately, they're not just going after criminals. And all of this is connected to so many things that impact our community and frankly are holding us back, like anti-blackness and colorism and internalized racism. And if you think that these are woke words, look them up and you will realize what exists, what has existed in our community for a very long time. And I say all of this because there are so many people that have fallen to the false prophets of the world, and I need us as a community to come together and wake up. So if you're wanting more of this type of content, follow for more, because we need to have this conversation.
If you think about it, it all makes sense. The biggest target in immigration are Asian people. Ever since the Hyundai raid, I am expecting a lot of foreign companies, especially South Korea, to pull out the United States within the next 3 months. For those who don't know, the Supreme Court has passed a bill that allows ICE and other U.S. American citizens, aka white supremacists, to discriminate and racially profile anyone who doesn't look like an American citizen. Then again, what does an American citizen look like? Because from what I know, United States is one of the most diverse countries in the world. Then it hit me. There was a very clear line when it comes to discrimination. They aren't talking about black people or Native Americans, because we've been here long enough to where they know they cannot remove us in any way, shape, and form. We've been here from start to finish. Additionally, black people makes up $500 billion a year to the economy. Our spending power is so incredibly vital that for them to remove us would be catastrophic to the American economy. So that rolls out Native Americans and black people. They are talking about is the early ways of immigration from Latin Asian and Middle Eastern countries. This started with the Chinese in 1848. During this time, there was allowing immigration within the United States, but there was a catch. It didn't specify who was allowed to come into the United States. They was hoping more Europeans than anything else to migrate to the United States. Italian, Spaniards, French, Englishmen. These are the type of immigrants they were hoping for, but they didn't just receive them. They received the Chinese, the Japanese, and the Korean. American leaders didn't like this at all. They wanted to get rid of the Chinese immigrants, and by 1882, they succeeded in doing that. Peep game real quick. In 1882, this was the time period where both Koreans and Japanese people arrived to the United States. It wasn't just Chinese exclusive. No, they were aiming for both Koreans and Japanese people. One of the few people, if not the only person that has spoken out against this, was Frederick Douglass about the Chinese Exclusion Act. This is the first law ban that prevents any ethnicity, more specifically targeting to Asian people, doesn't allow them to buy any type of property, and prevents more immigration coming to the United States. This wasn't lifted until 1943. Besides the civil rights movement that comes much later that opens all immigration, the main reason why America opened their immigration to Chinese people is not because they just changed their mind and like Chinese people. It is because in World War II, China was a U.S. ally, and the United States wanted to make themselves look less racist because it puts them on a world stage. That happened in 1943. There was going to revert that until the civil rights happened. There wasn't a single point in history where America actually liked Asian people. Never. It just got a little bit smarter and decided to weaponize you against black people instead, while silently oppressing you and keeping you silent and at bay. Because since 1848, their goal was to get rid of all Asian people, and that still hasn't changed. I'll get it now. Everybody else up until this point was nothing but a warm-up. The real target has always been Asian people. Always. Besides any other immigrant, Asian people are the biggest threat to jobs, political, and social economic power. And after that Hyundai raid in Georgia, that pretty much proves my case. I'm gone.
So there was a shooting at the ICE facility in Dallas, Texas, and on the shooter's ammunition it said anti-ICE, but he only shot at the detainees. He only shot detainees. If you're anti-ICE, wouldn't your target be the ICE agents? And before y'all come for me, I am not saying that I wish it was the agents that got shot. I'm not saying that. Use your noggin. I'm just trying to pull the pieces together. If he was anti-ICE, why were only detainees shot at? And I do not like to call them detainees because they were kidnapped, they were there against their will, and they were probably not even criminals, okay? Because a high percentage of people that these ICE agents are kidnapping are not criminals, okay? And then Kristi Noem, with her plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie looking ass, holds a conference and makes it all about the ICE agents, pobrecitos. Makes it all about the poor ICE agents. They're getting all this hate. They were the target. All the while disrespecting and ignoring the fact that human beings were actually shot at. Some were unalived. I believe it's one or two. There's conflicting information. I don't know if it was one or two. These same people last week were outraged. No one should be shot. No one deserves to be shot, no matter who they are. What happened to all that? Do these people's lives not matter because they're brown? Where's your outrage now? Why are you making it all about the ICE agents when not even one of them were shot at or shot? I don't know. All this seems really iffy to me. First, kidnapping just random brown people off the streets. Then we got ICE agents shooting at these people because they're not letting themselves get kidnapped. Then we had an ICE agent actually unalive a person. And now we have some random shooter shooting at detainees. What the hell is going on? Boy, I really wish y'all's little rapture thing would have happened today, because it would have been done and over with by today. By tomorrow, we wouldn't have all these issues. I wish y'all would have had your rapture. That way we wouldn't be dealing with all this BS and y'all's BS and you. But like again, y'all are still here. We still gotta deal with your ass. I wish this was the one time y'all would have been right about that rapture, boy.
So we're all on the same page. Hate speech, xenophobia, and racism are not political opinions. And I think we need to be a lot more intentional about our language when we talk about people and groups who espouse this hate under the guise of it's just politics. When we accept all of this hate speech, racism, xenophobia, misogyny, sexism, when we accept these as political opinions, we are legitimizing these perspectives and saying that it's just a difference, it's just a matter of politics, and that could not be further from the truth. Accepting all of this as political opinion and encouraging people to debate these as political opinions leaves room for what happened on the Tennessee State University campus, where a group wearing MAGA attire and holding signs with inflammatory messages goes to a historically Black university to bait the students into having debates framed around racism and their humanity, their existence. Whether DEI should be illegal or not is not a matter of politics. It's not even a debate point, because our administration has already declared DEI illegal, has already declared it dead. So what is up for debate as it pertains to DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and representation on an HBCU campus that only exists because African Americans were locked out of colleges and universities in America solely because of their race? So if they wanted to be educated, they had to create institutions to educate themselves. This is not a matter of debate. It's not a matter of politics. It is quite literally a reality. Deport all illegals now, again, is not a matter of debate, because illegal people do not exist. The NAACP of Nashville said it best. This incident was not an isolated act of political expression. It was an intentional effort to antagonize, disrupt, and instill fear in a space created to be safe, affirming, and supportive of Black students. This is what happens when we do not use intentional, correct language in describing people's political opinions. Racism is not a political opinion. Hate speech is not a political opinion. Xenophobia, anti-Blackness, misogyny, sexism, these are not political opinions. Stop debating political opinions. Racism is not a political opinion. Hate speech is not a political opinion. Xenophobia, anti-Blackness, misogyny, sexism, these are not political opinions. Stop debating people who are coming to you with these opinions. You are legitimizing them, and we need to stop it immediately. Just so we're all on the same page, hate speech, xenophobia, and racism are not...
Seriously, lovelies, it's so ironical that when situation turns around and the people that you guys the people that so many people expected to have a very bad experience after the election are actually not the ones having this severe experience. So many people are coming out to rant and to complain. When I saw this particular stage and this lady asking or talking about how she often thought about the reason why Hispanic and Asian people actually voted for this present administration, it goes how wild and crazy. And the brother responded. I was like, this is just the truth. It's all about HATE. It's all about thinking that, oh, it's not going to get into us. It's just going to get into these other people, because Black people has been known to be the ones that is most oppressed and the ones that is being constantly fighting for every other person. So in their mind, I believe that they actually thought that things will just keep repeating itself, or history will keep on repeating itself, in the sense that when things go south, Black people will still come out to fight for every other person. Black people standing down is actually a very, 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 very big eye opener. It's an avenue for people to see clearly. It's an avenue for Black people, most specifically, to actually see their allies, to actually see people whom they have been fighting for, whom they have been trying to, help. People who does not even want to help themselves. I know that so many people actually relaxed after this election, thinking that Black people will still take it upon themselves to keep on fighting for everyone. And it's not happening. People are minding their business and everyone is getting the effect. Because I believe that assuming Black people were out there protesting, these people wouldn't come out to complain. They will leave everything upon for Black people to sort. They wouldn't complain. They would just be chilling and relaxing while Black people are all around fighting for everyone, you know, protesting for everyone. Why the real people who actually have, who actually need this protection is all out chilling. It's so amazing, or it's so funny that so many people actually thought that Black people are immigrants. Like they actually thought that Black people will be like they will get deported. No, these are the people who actually built whatsoever some every other person or every other marginalized group is enjoying today. I actually like what is going on because so many people actually thought that, oh, worst case scenario, everyone will be deported Black. It's not even possible because you can't deport the foundation, even though the foundation is actually being treated not right. Even though Black people are oppressed, the system is designed to like that does not really mean that oh, these people are they're going to deport them. No, they don't have that choice. They don't have that choice because that is their home. They gave room to every other people, to every other marginalized group, to every other minority group, you know? So it baffles me that so many people actually thought that, oh, Black people is gonna get affected. So they have been fighting. Our sisters has been fighting to date, and they keep fighting. Of course, it's not even going to shake them because there's a level in life where you keep oppressing someone. At the end of the day, the person will find solace. The person will find success in the midst of oppression. They will outgrow it. The same thing that is happening with these farmers for Trump. You know, it's so ironical that the white farmers are crying, asking for help and finance and forward and all of that. Why black? It's as if Black farmers are just chilling because this is something that they have been facing for a very long time. It is something that they have been facing for long, and it's not even new anymore. It's not new to them anymore. It's not as if they don't feel it, but there's a way at which you'll be oppressed. You become successful in the midst of oppression. You start making waves. So people who have not really felt such before tend to complain, tend to yell, tend to like, oh my God, we are frustrated because they have never felt something like that before. That's why when people ask, oh, why is that Black people are not complaining? Like, what do you want them to complain? This is their life. Like they have learned to build and grow with that life. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So, lovelies, if you've not subscribed, do your girl a huge button click, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next. Share, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.